Coming up, teachers are spending more this year before welcoming students again.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. The start of school is just around the corner, and while you may be finishing up your last-minute shopping, teachers have been preparing and budgeting for this all summer long. Grayson Passmore spoke to an educator and a parent who says inflation is hitting teachers hard this year, most expecting to spend close to $1,000 to get their classrooms ready.
It's that time of year again when teachers are emptying their wallets to fill their classrooms.
Teachers spend somewhere between $500 and $800 a year on their own classrooms. That is a lot of money to ask people that are already severely underpaid to spend on their classrooms.
And according to the Kentucky Retail Federation, that price for school supplies is even higher this year due to inflation. Jessica Heiler, the Fayette County Education Association president, says this means teachers are shopping the same summer sales as parents.
They're buying all of those things because it's not provided by the school system and not to the fault of the school system. It's mostly because we're not given enough funding from the state legislature. So there's not enough money funneling down from them to be able to provide some of those things that our teachers need.
With one child in 5th grade and another in college, Heiler says she knows the financial burden school supply shopping is on many parents, which is why so much money comes out of teachers' own pockets.
Up until the last few General Assemblies, the SEEK formula, which funds our public schools, had been stagnant since 2008. And so we had really not been keeping up with inflation with SEEK funding.
Heiler says they're fortunate in Fayette County to have had a few supply drives, but the financial hardship for parents and teachers continues to grow.
I think everyone that is an elected official has to believe in the power and the right to have public schools in Kentucky.
In Lexington, Grayson Passmore, WYMT Mountain News.
All Kentucky families can expect to spend more on back-to-school shopping this year. College students, in fact, are expected to spend more than $1,300 this year, nearly $200 more than last year. School officials in Lawrence County are looking for ways to incentivize student attendance. Because of the new funding model, schools are trying to increase attendance because funding is now based off the previous academic year as opposed to the 2018-2019 attendance rate before the pandemic. Superintendent Dr. Robbie Fletcher says in order to boost attendance, they need the help of local businesses.
You can't use school funds for attendance incentives. You can't do that. You're not allowed to. So if we do any type of attendance incentives, it has to come from business donations.
Some examples of the attendance incentives the district is looking to include is giving out bicycles donated by businesses. You can find the full story on how the change in funding is impacting Lawrence County schools and how they are addressing the concerns on our website.
Well, the threat for severe weather ended several hours ago, but we are still watching out for showers across the mountains at this hour, including here at the studio in Perry County. Here's a live look outside the studio, and as you can see, raining a little bit heavily here in Perry County. Some rain on the camera lens there as showers continue pushing in from the north, and showers really across the mountains at this hour. For some of us, a heavier shower now from Perry County, stretching into Knott County as well, near Hindman, stretching into portions of Floyd County too, and watching out for a few more light to moderate showers now near Prestonsburg and Floyd County, also stretching into Johnson County and Martin County as well. Now, nothing severe, but some heavier downpours cannot be ruled out as we go into your early or late evening hours. Into Buchanan County, also watching out for possibly a few heavy downpours as well. Now, this is all thanks to a cold front as it continues pushing off to the east. Now, once this passes, we are going to welcome in some drier air by Tuesday. But until then, we are watching out for some spotty showers, also some dense fog overnight. Those lows falling into the 60s. Now, Steve, most of us are dry on Tuesday, but higher rain chances by midweek. Those details on the way in just a few minutes.
All right, Cameron. Well, fortunately, we were spared major storm damage in most of eastern Kentucky today, but the storms did damage some homes and knock down some trees in Louisa up in Lawrence County. No injuries were reported, but as you can see there, quite a bit of damage. One fire chief says folks saw what they believed was a tornado. That's not confirmed. A crew from the National Weather Service is expected to survey the damage in and around Louisa tomorrow. In East Tennessee, tens of thousands are in the dark after damage due to high winds. Officials say it could take days for power to be restored to everyone. Loudon High School is closed tomorrow due to extensive property damage. A drone video, as you saw a bit earlier, shows damage to several homes, especially a lot of roof damage and lots of trees down. Kentucky State Police say a husband and wife are dead in Jackson County after a reported shooting. Troopers identified the couple as 53-year-old Randy Baker and 44-year-old Tammy Baker. The couple was found dead near a home on Cave Springs Road. Police say Tammy died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officers say they are not actively searching for any suspects. A Laurel County man led deputies on a chase. The sheriff's office says a deputy was working a theft investigation off Dean Hunley Road when he heard a motorcycle take off. He noticed it was 23-year-old Trevor Burkhart, who was wanted on several felony arrest warrants. The deputy tried to pull him over, but he kept going. He eventually crashed into a mailbox and was thrown from the motorcycle along with the passenger. He's facing a list of charges, including theft and drug possession. A Pulaski County business was heavily damaged by a fire during the weekend. The barn, which is a vendor peddler's mall building, was destroyed. Surrounding businesses were also damaged. The state fire marshal was called in to investigate. The owners say numerous vendors had booths inside and a lot of antique and historic memorabilia was destroyed.
It was like a second home. It was a place you could come. You always find something new, and there was always somebody here, you know, laughter, camaraderie.
No injuries were reported. During a gathering in Perry County to mark another step in the fight against substance abuse, today's Beacons of Hope program not only included state leaders, but people that are in recovery. The program is under primary care centers of Eastern Kentucky, providing help to people from detox to community engagement. Holly Nation, who went through the program, says accountability is key to recovery.
Especially now with like fentanyl coming on the scene and it pretty much almost being normal for people to overdose and not make it through. You need that accountability with staff and peer support and things like that.
Governor Andy Beshear, Congressman Hal Rogers, and other leaders called Nation's testimony inspirational. Governor Beshear was also in Manchester this afternoon. The governor, Senate President Robert Stivers, and other officials announced nearly $4 million to benefit Clay and Leslie counties. The funding supports water infrastructure, addiction recovery, economic development, tourism, accessibility for disabled Kentuckians, and nonprofits. You can find more specifics about where the money is going on our website. The Kentucky Lottery is setting records. Officials say sales topped $1.8 billion for the fiscal year ending in June. That's up nearly 10% from the year before. And there were more lucky winners. The Kentucky Lottery saw an increase in prize payouts at nearly $1.3 billion, up 12%. And tomorrow's Mega Millions jackpot, by the way, is now up to $1.55 billion, one of the largest in U.S. history. New state regulations could potentially close some pools in the Commonwealth. The new regulations require facilities meeting a certain criteria to have lifeguards on duty. Other changes include modifying and updating equipment and increasing water quality. The Commonwealth has received its first electric school bus right here in Eastern Kentucky. Wolfe County Schools received multiple grants to fund the electric vehicle. Monday, they received one of the 4 electric buses they will be using in their bus routes this fall. WYMT's Madison Carmouche has more.
Wolfe County Schools Superintendent Kenny Bell says that he wants their district to be a model of green energy.
We are so happy at Wolfe County Schools to be the first district to have an electric school bus going. There's a lot of buzz in our community. It's very exciting, and we're very proud to do that, and especially because it models action for our students.
Bell says they are setting a positive example for students and introducing them to career paths of the future.
So we're happy to provide those opportunities for students. We think that's where the jobs of the future are, and we're very excited to offer those opportunities.
The project has taken almost 2 years as Wolfe County Schools worked with the manufacturer Thomas and the supplier Boyd Cat.
Working with Wolfe, I mean, there's so much that goes into it more than just buying a bus. When you go electric for the first time, you have to look at your electrical infrastructure. You know, you have to plan for your routes because you've got limited infrastructure right now.
Wolfe County school leaders are eager to start the school year with this new adventure.
Getting it set up was a process. You know, we did our application. I thought, you know, we're Wolfe County, we're not going to be the first in the state, but then we got notified that we were, and it's great. It's a good day for Wolfe County.
In Wolfe County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Wolfe County students head back to school on Wednesday. Students in many other districts head back this week or next. You can find a list of start back dates on our website, WYMT.com. Now an update on a story we brought you over the weekend out of Wolfe County. The county search and rescue team says Sasha is back on his own bed tonight. They shared this picture of him. A snake bit him in his back legs near Turtleback Arch. Search and rescue crews say he could not walk out on his own. Sasha's family says he's still in a lot of pain and will still need treatments. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, federal prosecutors want to limit what former President Donald Trump can publicly discuss. Now his lawyers are pushing back. And another food city in the mountains includes a Starbucks. We'll tell you where.
And stray showers and dense fog are possible through tonight. Your full forecast coming up after this break.